Joyce Elliott backing Biden's agenda. $4 trillion in higher taxes. And Elliott's got a plan that could...
Hello everyone around the world, I am William the Zebra Caller, bringing you live coverage for rounds 5 and 6 for season 30 for Camels Premier Racing League. It is Wednesday night, and it is also double header night. Tonight we race at Silverstone International, which isn't the full Silverstone part. It is the bottom half of the track. I would actually, well, technically, yeah, if you're looking at it from a map, it would be considered the bottom half of the track, which means we miss out on half of Maggots and Beckett's. We're pretty much missing out on all the historic parts of Silverstone, essentially, and we're racing on like the newer course, if you were to call it kind of newer, if you kind of catch my drift. So Silverstone split in half. You'll be able to see the track map and know exactly what I'm talking about. Qualifying is currently going on as we speak, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at the point standings right now. It is getting very hot and heavy here tonight. Go ahead and throw it up on screen for you. There it is. Standings for season 30. Wolfphaser currently in the lead by just 13 points. It's a doubleheader night, so if Wolfphaser has two bad races in a row and J Mutt is going to be there to pick up the scraps, it's going to be very tight going into the final round next week. And then you have J Mutt in one space, very, very tight between those two. 2 points separating them, but they're not out of the hunt yet. And neither is Camel, currently fourth place with 98 points. You know, the story has been probably for the rest of season 3 is just him trying to get back up to full tempo, full race pace after having his surgery over the past couple of weeks there. And then Spoon leading Group B, but Potts, he's there. He's slowly kind of climbing up the ranks. He's looking to have a strong finish here tonight. Well, 2 strong finishes. He wants to finish in front of Spoon both times to really close in that 16-point gap that these drivers have. And going down, we have a tie for 7th and 8th, but that's Hannibal Moore in the relegation spot for Group A. Just not vibing well with these Caterham 7s. And then Road King, he's still not out of it yet. Only 1 point down from Potts. So it's very, very close there. Then we jump over to 9th place. Old Bear, your current Group C leader, by a hefty, healthy 20 points over Big Ton 13. And then Jacob D is going to be in the relegation zone for Group B. Old Bear looking good to go up into Group B. So that's going to be very interesting. But then you still have the back markers, if you would say, in Sauce God and Texas Rooster, and a Spudgo making an appearance last week. I don't see him. Oh, he actually is here tonight. But 11 drivers so far lining up as qualifying is starting to come to an end. A little under 2.5 minutes. I know you can't see that on your screen. We're still looking at the standings, but that is going to be A-okay. Let's go and take a look at the track map so you can see exactly what I mean. So there it is, the whole Silverstone part. And you're kind of racing. I mean, you do get Stowe and Vale and Club, but you're missing out on you're missing out on the arena part, Love Field, Cops, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel, and the only really historical part of the track you get is Stowe. So kind of racing in the bottom half of the track there. So there's the track map for Silverstone International. So let's go ahead and switch it over to the guys on track as they have 1.5 minutes left of qualifying to go. One space currently on pole by just over 0.2 of a second over Will Fazer. Will Fazer, he's been absolutely dominant this season, but he's not out of the woods yet. I think 2 solid finishes, 2 top 3s can really put his mind at ease going into next week, which happens to be, let me just pull that up real quick. Which happens to be, we're racing at Le Mans Vintage next week, so it's going to be very long laps, but it's going to be an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes, I believe. But tonight's going to be a double header, 40 minutes this race, and then an hour race at Sugo. And it is going to be a great race. Sugo is definitely going to be exciting. 2 different tracks. Sugo does have some elevation. You got that long right-hander ending the lap that they can just kind of just wheel it across here. I mean, this track you can wheel it as well, but kind of get that entry point into the arena complex before heading off into the back stretch. So time is winding down. Will Fazer, he's making his way around Club. Is he going to have enough time to do one more lap? I don't think he is. So can he get pole? He cannot. Still stuck in 2nd position. Here comes Spud, currently P6. There's someone else in front of him. Don't know who that is. Keep an eye out who jumped up. Spud will stay in 6th position. DJ Vixen making a return here tonight. Gonna put some points up for Group C. Actually, technically he's in Group B. Jacob's not here, so if he gets some solid finishes here, he can actually jump Jacob and stay in Group B. Spoon's going to come across the line, still P4. Campbell coming across. What time does he get? Can he improve? Can he get into the 106s? And he cannot. He will be staying in 3rd position, missing out yet again. Another car that's going to be Road King coming across. He will stay in 9th position. DJ coming across. Runs out of gas, actually, so he won't be able to make up his position in qualifying. So there you have the starting order. One space grab in the pole, and that very important extra point over Will Phaser, followed by Camel, Spoon, and Potts. Round out your top 5. Then Spud grabbing that Group C pole, followed by DJ, Old Bear, Road King, Rosta, and Texas Rooster. Rosta making a rare appearance here in Season 30. Good to see him on board. Won the 6 hours of Circuit of the Americas over on iRacing. Congrats to him. That's really big. Winning his split with his teammates. So, or was it 12? It was either 6 hours, 12 hours. I can't remember. But massive win for him. So switching over from one sim to another. Completely different physics handling, and also like different cars than what he's been practicing with, I'm sure. Definite change of pace there, but good to see him here to fill out the field a little bit more. But we're just going to step away real quick, and then we'll get right back until right before we drop the green flag. So stay tuned. So looks like we are primed for a rain race here, which really isn't all that surprising considering that, well, we are at Silverstone, and Silverstone tends to rain like kind of a lot. So I hope the drivers are ready and they are prepared. Couple of drivers missing tonight. I think the biggest one here is Mr. J Mutt he will be missing, I think, the first race. I don't know if he will be able to come for the second race, but that's going to allow one space to really pull ahead of J Mutt. Also, Hannibal Moore will be missing as well, so 2 out of the 5 Group A cars will be missing tonight's events, either one or both races. Red lights are on, and we are underway. 40 minutes here at Silverstone International. 2 cars move right on out. I believe that's Road King back there. Gets a stall, it seems. Oh, and gets instantly disconnected. Car struggling over there. Like instantly as they go into turns 1 and 2 and then entering the arena complex before making a right turn. As the spray is heavy, Will Fazer, he's going to look to get out in the lead early. Looks like 12 liters of fuel is going to be the max amount to put into the car. Will Fazer moving on the inside, going into Stowe, and he's already going to have the early lead. Camel straight up just cutting across the grass there. I think he just over committed too soon or something. Let's see how well these guys can hold in the rain. These camera views are pretty far away. Kind of feel a little distant. We already have a car going into the pits. That's going to be Spoon. Group B championship implications, perhaps, as Potts, he's going to try to get as far away as possible and as high up the ranks as he can. A lot of drivers really caught out by the wetness of the rain as Will Fazer pushes wide through turn 3 and 4, and that's going to allow one space to regain the lead. Camel going on the inside now, and he's going to overtake Will Fazer. So Will Fazer trying to get his bearings together. There's Potts back and forth. Back and forth, not back and forth. Looks like these three have the top 3 have very, very fast cars. They're going to try to settle in, find a pace, although they don't have much time. 40 minutes is still like quite a bit of time, but in this doubleheader format, got to figure it out and figure it out quick. Qualifying pace was about 106 in the dry. Probably be about like 107, 108 for race trim. So we're looking at about 6-7 second difference between the wet and dry pace. Old Bear up in top 5. Good to see him. Spoon all the way down in 10th, 17 seconds behind Texas Rooster. Let's ride on board with Will Fazer. Let's see how bad this spray is as Camel pushes way wide. Going on to the hangar straight. Maxing out. Actually, he's not even shifting up into 6th. These cars are going to slide around in the wet. Got to be careful for the puddles, though, as they start to form. Different racing line. Will Fazer cutting the corner there big time. Camel's been on a winless streak. Let's see if he can't snap that. I don't think he's gotten a win this season, actually. Might be the first time in CPRL history. But he's looking competitive. Definitely looks like the old Camel. Well, Potts is still, like, technically in the picture. I know 3.5 seconds down. Kind of far back as Spoon getting past Spud. And Spud has disconnected, so Rosa and Spud disconnecting. Camel on the inside into club. I'm sorry, coming out of club. He's leading, but one space going to try to go on the inside, and they get turned around. Will Phaser just misses out. I think Camel over-rotated right there. Definite race incident. That's going to allow Will Phaser. Will Phaser got really lucky. I think if Will Phaser didn't go as wide, he would have been collected, and that probably would have sent him straight into the wall. Yeah, these cars look really, really slippery. And they're on lap 5. The tires should be warmed up by now, as that's Old Bear in the back kicking up cones. Go down here. This is DJ and Road King for 6th and 7th. Camel now getting close to Potts for 3rd and 4th. Go back up there and see that. I mean, Potts has to hope that these guys kind of get a little bit racy and accidentally take each other out. Camel pretty much drifting around turn 3. Thought it was going to go all the way around, but looks like it was by design. Potts pushing wide. Camel quickly cuts to the inside. Potts holds his line. It's always good to be a predictable driver, especially in these unpredictable conditions. Don't know if any of the drivers practice in this rain. Spot's getting a little bit loose, so there's a puddle forming on the inside, so gonna have to be careful not to take that line. Camel falling off pretty far behind, 6 seconds, 4 seconds behind one space. Ran a second slower than one space and Will Phaser. Let's jump back down to Road King and DJ. Remember, if DJ can get some good, solid finishes tonight, he can pass Jacob in the Group B standings, and he won't be up for relegation for Group C. So that's gonna be interesting if he's able to do that. I was right on board with DJ. Oh, big puddle in front of the pit entrance there. Drivers are going to have to be wary of that. Also, big puddle on the outside as well. Looks like there's a puddle that's going to start to kind of spread across there. DJ juggling school and trying to incorporate sim racing, league racing into his schedule. As a man from experience, drop out of school, DJ. You don't need it. No, I'm kidding. Whoa, DJ goes around, catches it though. One space slowly catching up to Will Phaser. Ran about 3/10 quicker. Now off camber right-hander. Downhill and it kind of pushes you out. One space still lapping faster. Looks like the rain has lessened up if it hasn't already stopped. Clouds are definitely starting to clear. But it's still kind of a bit of a light sprinkle out there, but not as heavy as it once was at the drop of the green flag. And now starting to show on the time charts. Starting to get faster and faster. DJ running a tighter line coming out of club to the finish line, and he's getting a good run on Road King. I wonder if Camel got any damage from that from the contact between him and One Space, because he was looking really quick there, and now he's lapping about a second slower, a little under a second. Here comes DJ on the inside, going down a hanger straight into Stowe. He gets the pass done, but can he hold on to it? Sir GJ feels nice and refreshed coming back after a couple weeks off focusing on his schooling. And he's looking quick. Old Bear diving off into the pits. He's got coming in with 2.7 liters. So I wonder if he's going to try a big undercut. Back up to the battle for the lead. About 1 liter left for both of the drivers. Rain has stopped falling. There is some spray here and there, but both drivers are going to head into the pits. Camel has fallen off somewhere, but he's going to head into the pits as well. Are they going to... Do these even have a wet compound and a dry compound? I don't even know, actually. But all the leaders coming into pit. Will Phaser's going to come out. Actually, it's going to be a drag race between the two. One space gets out in front. Road King nabbed with a pit lane violation. That's going to be 10 seconds on his time. Let me just verify that real quick. Will Phaser looks like he was thinking about going to the inside. Yep, 10 seconds for Road King. Looks like he was going to head into the inside. One space cutting off the opening there to ruin Will Phaser's momentum through that section. Looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race. Side by side, entering arena. One space still going to have the lead. Will Phaser swings around wide, catches the car, and powers on through. They should have to pit one more time. And then they should be able to make it to the end. Spoon now up to 8th. Remember, got to keep an eye on him. Old Bear up to 4th. Potts wants that 4th spot to really close the gap on Spoon as much as he can. He's also racing Road King as well, and Group B. Trying to get back up to Group A. Drivers are now setting their fastest laps right now as the rain has stopped. Still spray on the track. In most parts, at least. Camel about a little under 7 seconds out. One space pushing really wide. Cutting across the nose of Will Phaser. One space moving to the inside. It's going to try to protect that position. Will Phaser's going to try to swing around the outside, carry the momentum. One space kind of squeezing them outside. Trying to utilize as much room as he can. Really leaning on Will Phaser's car. Will Phaser's going to get the spot. Can one space do the old switchback on him? Doesn't look like it. Great overtake by Will Phaser. Setting himself up. 23.5 minutes to go. Road King and DJ having a battle for 6th and 7th. As long as DJ can finish within 10 seconds, he will be able to grab that spot. Will Phaser trying to utilize the draft from the two cars battling in front of them. That's DJ and Road King just up ahead. So they might be getting the blue flags waved at him. Oh, we got a car around. That's going to be Road King getting spun around there. Don't know if there's any contact. Camel going into the pits. I wonder if he got any damage. Or is he just going to try a massive undercut for the rest of the race? Oh, one space getting a little bit offline. I thought it was going into the pits, but he might have hit a puddle actually. That's still kind of there. And shot him way offline. I thought I was going to do the same thing that that Camel was doing. Got a little confused there. Road King in the pits. Spoon's going to go ahead and grab that position. Spoon's in a 1:10.317. Lapping faster than the leaders right now, actually. Let's go down here. Potts. Trying to close the gap on Old Bear, try to get that position. Really trying to pull away from Spoon for Group B. It shouldn't rain anymore. The sun is pretty out there. I don't see major cloud coverage. Pot's getting a little bit squirrely going downhill. Old Bear on the grass. Cuts right across the course. There's the Camel in the background. Pot's pushing wide, trying to carry as much momentum out of Stowe. And kind of gets a nice tight line through there, actually able to close in the distance. Actually looks like Old Bear gets the better run out of the last corner. Lap traffic. Can it play a role? Here comes Potts. Two different lines going through the first couple corners. Black car moving out of the way for the leaders. Looking at Spoon running a 109.6. Camel running a 109.9. Full Phaser, one space running 110s. Potts in the draft. He's trying to get around Old Bear. He's got to watch out because there's Camel sneaking up behind him. Old Bear just completely overshoots into the wall. I don't know if his controller or pedals kind of disconnected or something, but hard hit. If I'm him, I'm just turning right around and going into the pits. It's right there. Wow. He just kept going. Don't know what the hell happened there. Well, now Camel, he put on looks like some fresh tires and put in some fuel. Don't know if that's going to get him to the end or not. It's going to be close. Well, he's going to get around Potts, no problem. DJ getting past Old Bear. That's not what Pot wants to see, is Spoon gaining in ranks. But he's going to go ahead and pit for damage. Full Phaser with 3.6 liters left. Let's go and ride on board with him for a couple laps with the leader. Ride on board your leader, Will Phaser. Probably until oh, just before he goes in the pits, actually. So enjoy. Crank it up. Alright, Will Phaser heading into the pits there. Let's see where one space going to come out as. come out in. Decided to go in a lap early to pit. 15 minutes to go. Let's see if he can't get that undercut jump in the pits. Wolf Phaser's already out. Well, he's just getting out. He hasn't gotten into the line yet to fully accelerate. But he's out now, and he's going to come out about 5-6 seconds ahead, actually. Wolf Phaser was able to pick up the pace a lot for his in-lap. And the question is, will they have enough fuel to make it to the end? While everyone's spread out, we'll go and take a look at the timing, see who has set the fastest lap in each group. So far, Camel's in the fast lap, 109.080. So as it stands, he'll be getting that bonus point for Group A. Spoon, fastest overall, but he'll only be getting one bonus point for Group B, a 108.6. And then for Group C, what are we looking at? Only 2 drivers showing up for Group C here tonight. And that's going to be Old Bear getting the fast lap. But who's going to be able to fuel save until the end? Thirteen and a half minutes to go. Round 5 for Camel Sprint Racing League Season 30. Camel now getting into the 108s. And he is moving. Not as much spray now. A little bit of trails of waters here and there. But the majority of the spray is gone. However, dark clouds have decided to move in, so they may play a factor towards the end of the race. We shall see. Potts going into the pits. It looks like that he was short on fuel. So I think he's coming in. Spoon was right on the edge. DJ Conan as well. It's going to be close. They may be a couple laps short. Let's see how these drivers handle the pressure. I think if Will Phaser, if he's out far enough, I think he might try to coast to the end and grab another win here tonight. But we shall see. Anything's possible in the world of racing. We're going to take a look at the times as they come across the line here. Wolfie's running a 110.8. What is one space run? He's going to run a 111.7. Almost a second slower. Camel's really pushing. He's really going to try to catch up. What time does he run? A 108.6. And he has more fuel than these two. So Camel might make it on fuel. 10 and a half minutes to go. Looking at about 10 laps left, actually. Either 10 or 11, depending on how these final laps play off. Running identical sector ones. And he's closing in on one space fast. 111 for Will Phaser. Oh yeah, Camel's pushing it. He's using as much of the track as he can. 112.1 for one space. Camel another 108. He's setting this damp track on fire right now. Let's right inside the cockpit with a lap around him. He's setting 108s after 108s. He's pushing as hard as he can. We got a car off on hangar straight there. That's Old Bear. And about mid fourth gear through Stowe, trying to get the torque out, avoiding the puddle on the outside. Braking just before the 50-meter mark. And he's closing in. This one might be in the 109s, a little bit slower. But not entirely. Yeah, 108.9 again. Consistent fast laps now, 8.5 minutes to go. One space was able to make up about half a second. A little over, a little under a second. Camel is making grounds quick. So I don't know if Wolf Phaser in one space took tires or not. Camel sure did. It's showing in this pace. Camel's going to be able to get past one space. That's really going to hurt one space in the points. You can really see him just attack those corners, but also very smooth on the braking and throttle as well. His overall solid performance. As Camel going onto the inside one space, giving him plenty of room, knowing that he's just faster. Ran a 109 flat last lap. He has about 7 to 8 laps to make up this 6-second deficit. And one space is all over the place. Road King trying to get a little feisty with Spoon, as Spoon pushing wide. Coming off 2, going into 3. That's going to allow Road King to close the gap, but he also has a 10-second penalty that's going to be added to the end of his race. Spoon pushes wide. That's going to allow Road King to take the position. Lap car moving off to the side. There's DJ in the back. Campbell again lapping in the 108s. He's got this car nailed down for tonight. Looks like he's finally able to settle down with minimal to no pain and focus on a setup, and it's working here tonight. After this, still has 2 races to put up solid points to close the gap. He's not entirely out of it just yet. Road King trying to take off and away from Spoon. He does have more fuel than Spoon, but they should be able to make it to the end. DJ in the back. He just has to stay within 10 seconds. Then he can get sixth position from it. Let's go down here. Under 5 minutes to go. Camel is pushing, and he's pushing hard. He does have a lap car to deal with, but that's not going to be much of an issue. If anything, he's going to use that lap car to his advantage. Try to get toe whenever he gets close, and hopefully he gets toe on the hanger straight to really pull up to Will Phaser. How much fuel does Will Phaser have, though? He's got 4.1. He's got a little less fuel, as I think that's Old Bear moving out of the way. And one space has really fallen off. 8 seconds down from the leader. A little over 6.5 seconds down from Camel. One space going to hold it down. So Will Phaser's kind of sliding about, which is really slowing down his lap times. Camel, he's now racing it normally as you would. So he's really able to push, really nail the entries and exits and apexes. Oh my. He's able to really nail those. 3.5 minutes to go now. Question is, will they have enough fuel to make it to the end? It is now dark. It's not foggy, that's just how the game's producing the darkness, unfortunately. The Will Phaser getting a little loose there. Here comes Camel on the inside. Pushing Will Phaser out. They're showing absolute just pitch blackness. Should be able to see a little bit better. This is the battle for the lead. Spoon and DJ now actually are close. DJ can get past Spoon. You can see DJ up at the top 5. That's going to be a nice welcome back gift. Two and a half minutes to go. Are they going to have enough fuel to make it to the end? Will Phaser has 0.2 liters. I think that's why he slowed down. I don't think one space is going to make it. Pot's a full lap down. So only 3 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Will Phaser's kind of laying off. He's going to hope that Camel's going to have to lay off in the remaining laps. As we come across, we're going to have 2 laps to go. Yeah, Will Phaser kind of laying off now. Camel, he's able to save up to the amount of fuel that Camel has, so now Will Phaser needs to push. White flag is out. They are going to have enough to make it to the end. I think Camel's going to be able to pull away. DJ getting past Spoon. I think DJ's going to try to get past Road King here, but he's got to be careful. Finish behind him, and you got a top 5, buddy. White flag is in the air. One space in the pits. He's got a full lap ahead of Potts, so that's not going to be much of an issue. Camel holding it down. Will Phaser, he has less. Camel should have enough to make it as he's halfway down Hanger Straight, still half a liter. Wolfazer's fading off quick. He only has 0.3. He wants to try to make it to the end. Looks like it was a fuel mileage race. Well, Wolfazer could get past, actually, if he's unable to cross the finish line. He should have enough, though. Camel rounding the last corner with plenty of fuel in the tank. And Camel's going to win here at Silverstone in a big, big way. There's Wolfazer knowing that he has. And I was going to go for it. And Wolfazer will come across in second position. One space going to come across home in third. But what about Road King? Well, DJ has to finish. If he can finish, if he gets a DNF, I don't think he'll be rewarded fifth place due to penalties, but looks like he's going to have enough. Road King will come across in fifth, but DJ will get the position. Top 5 for DJ Vixen Volpin. Welcome back. Solid top 5. You know he's got to be pumped with that. And Spoon, the last one across the finish line. And there you have it. Take a look at the final results here for Silverstone. Camel getting the win and the fastest lap of the race. I'll give him an extra bonus point. Wolfazer coming out with no bonus points this round. But Camel, Wolfazer, one space, your podium, followed by Potts and DJ. Round out your top 5. Road King, Spoon, Old Bear, Texas Rooster. Rounding out the rest of the field. A couple of retirees and disconnects as well. Rosta and Spud being those two. But man, Potts coming back in big fashion. Remember, he only has to beat Jacob by like 18 or 19 points. Potts finishing 3 positions ahead of Spoon, which is really, really big in the points race for Group B. But that's going to be it for round 5. We're going to be taking a 10 to 15 minute break. And then we'll be right back for the green flag for Sugo for round 6. Stay tuned.
Joyce Elliott's got a plan that could raise payroll taxes by thousands more per year on the average worker.
All right, we are back. It's going to be a reverse grid here tonight. And there is the Sugo track map. Front straightaway is downhill. Double right-hander, which is going to be really fun to see the cars kind of rip around in. And then you kind of make your way up through the hill. The the S-shaped curve. I don't know why it's named that. It's just an uphill fast chicane pretty much, but there are some big sausage curbs on the inside that can really throw the drivers off, so they must be careful. And they go around High Point Corner and Rainbow Corner down the back stretch where you head downhill. You saddle up and head around Horseback Corner through SP in and out, 2 left-handers, and then around 110R, which is that big, long right-hander before you swing back down. And it is a relatively quick track. So reverse grid. If you finish first, you're starting last. It's simple as that. 19 liters is going to be the maximum fuel amount. 1 hour race. We'll be wrapping up our double header. I'm about to go green flag racing. Neat. I like those. And green flag, we're underway. Spoon's going to get a good jump. Looks like starting night going to be ending day. Road King is actually, oh, I'm sorry, Rosta is going to be leading the field going into turns 1 and 2 as they cycle out. This track is going to be tight, so it's going to be very interesting to see the top guys make their way up through the field as we already have some cars off in Texas Rooster. Looks like he got punted off during all that chaos. DJ Vixen as well. Potts getting stuck. One space getting involved. Going up the hill trying to get his car spun around. And already Old Bear up to P3. Spoon in 4th. Wolfhazer 5th. Road King 6th. Camel 7th as they all make their way around. Cars off into the grass. It's going to be Rosa leading the way so far. Gotta wait for all the drivers to kind of figure out, space out. Let's ride on board as the camera can't find out where Camel's at. There he is. As we're on board with him. A little bit of contact between Road King and Old Bear there. A little bit of beating and banging. He's going to push way into the corner. Camel's going to go right past him. Camel's going to try to go on the inside through 110R. That corner's going to be harder and harder to stick as the tires start to go away, so enjoy the fresh grip while you can. Here comes Camel. He's going to try to maybe peek around the outside. Old Bear holding him, kind of squeezing him out. Camel's going to go ahead and breathe early, expecting Old Bear to shoot wide. Up here, battle for first. Wolfhazer made his way through the field early on. A lot of chaos. A couple cars in the pits. That's going to be Spoon and DJ again. Important. Very important for the Group B drivers. Try to get away from them. Potts especially. He's got to get a move on. But he still has plenty of race to go. Rosta into the grass. That's going to allow Wolfhazer to go and pass on through. Old Bear in 3rd. Camel still trying to get around him. There you see Spud in one space in the back, battling for position as well. Camel's going to get the better run into 110. Gets the pass done, and he can have his eyes set forward on Rosta and Wolfhazer. And one space getting past Spud. Camel on the inside. Rosta. He's in the white car. It's going to push wide and let Camel on through. Old Bear behind him now. We're going to drop back down here. Potts in Texas battling it out for 7th and 8th. Potts shooting out to the other side of the track to make the pass on Texas Rooster and gets it done. Back here at Old Space, at One Space is right on board with him. Three-way battle here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. If One Space can stay patient, he can definitely overtake these two in a matter of a lap or so. Rosa getting on the grass, that's slowing him down. One Space in the draft, and then kind of getting that double suck going back and forth as they go around a horseback corner. One Space on the inside, getting slowed down from Old Bear in front of him, but he's going to go ahead and get past Rosta for 4th place, and I think he's going to try to go and send it on the inside and try to get past Old Bear. Let's see if he does. Old Bear leaving him the space, kind of. Oh, a little bit of contact. One Space trying to bully him out of the way. But he might try again here in a little bit. And there he goes, swinging around the outside to get to the inside line, and he's going to get the position done. Now up to 3rd place, and he's going to try to push ahead and try to catch up to Camel and Will Phaser. But Rosa and Old Bear, they're still not done with their battle yet. Rosa's going to try to push. Rosa's still in that draft. Oh, this is going to be a nice battle for 4th and 5th for the next couple of laps. Looks like Old Bear's able to get that drive out of the last corner, though. As long as Rosa's able to stay in his draft, shouldn't be losing too much time on the straights. Rosa using all the track there through the double right-handers. Old Bear kind of kept it pretty tight to the inside. We're running out into the grass. Looks like Old Bear starting to pull away from Rosa now. Looks like he just has the better setup and he's able to really push ahead now. Taking a look at the lap time. So Rosta getting super loose coming out of the corner there. Spud's actually catching up. He ran a 128.7 last lap. Potts is behind him, really catching up. He's actually pushing pretty hard to get past Spoon here. Those points are important. Last race, Camel was able to gain 6 points on Will Phaser. Oops. Ignore that. Sorry about that. Coming in the race, he was down by 15, right? Make sure I'm getting that correct. He was down by 15 and he's cut it by 7, so oh man, it's going to be tight after this race. Unfortunate for J-Mutt missing both races. That's going to see him out of the hunt. One space still in the hunt. Oh, I'm sorry. That's one space. My bad. Camel closed it to 19 points, and if Camel can somehow get around Will Phaser tonight, he can close that gap even further. And that's going to make for an exciting Season 30 finale next week at Le Mans Historic. Historic Le Mans, excuse me. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait. Big trouble for Rosta. As he gets loose, he's going to let Spud and Potts go on by. Potts looking at a potential top 5 here. 46 minutes to go. Following around Potts, top 3 are running pretty close lap times with each other. Oh, car hard into the wall. Oh, that's actually going to be Spud. That crashed. Coming into the backstretch, he's going to try to get turned around. That's going to allow Texas. Look at Texas Rooster, ladies and gentlemen. Currently up to 6th place. This is going to be a career day for him. Camel in one space seemed to be struggling with Sugo in the car setup. Potts is setting a blaze though. He's got to get up to Old Bear, 7 seconds down. Spoon is struggling. He's all by himself. That's going to be big. "44 minutes ago, we're still watching Potts rip around Sugo here in Japan. There it is. So this game's having some difficulty keeping up with the tracking. It's putting drivers at weird intervals during the times. Spud's gonna head into the pits after that hard hit he had. Texas about 9-10 seconds down from Potts. Rosa a couple seconds down from him. Wolfhazer in the pits, doing his first round. Camel's going to stay out and lead a couple of laps. Potts running quicker, 8/10. So he's chasing down the bear. One space in the pits as well. There's not much going on. We're just kind of documenting Potts' push up to Old Bear. And Potts is actually going to head into the pits. Most of was relatively close. Texas has actually been able to pull away from Roadsta. Road King down in 10th. He's going to go ahead and get service. Rosta pushing a little bit too far. Pot's still in. That's actually DJ getting back around Rosta. DJ's back in 11th, the top 5 at Silverstone, but he's struggling here at Sugo, and sometimes it's like that. Will Phaser getting around Camel in the pits, 1 space. He's falling quite a bit behind as well as Camel's out, but he's going to be out quite a bit. This field is really spread out here at Sugo. You can definitely tell who was able to practice and who wasn't. Potts is down to 8th. Spoon had to come in early. Actually, Spoon was able to jump Potts. Texas Rooster, he's going to come into pit. That's going to allow Old Bear back up to 5th. So did Pot take tires? That's the only thing I can really think of that allowed him to fall down so far. Rosta is going to go ahead and head in and pit. So Spoon's going to see himself in the top 5. Rosta got nabbed with a 10-second speeding penalty. But can Potts get out in front of Texas? Yes, he can. No problem. Now he wants to... Yeah, he is some ways down from Old Bear. But Pot should have enough pace to really kind of catch up there. Camel currently 11 seconds down. Ran a little bit faster than Will Phaser, 125.6. But he's really going to have to push or hope that Will Phaser makes a really bad mistake. Spud and Rosta, looks like they're having a battle. This is for 8th and 9th. But they have that's 1 space behind them. We have a car slowing down. That's Texas Rooster. I'm sorry, that's Road King and Spud battling it out. No, that is Rosta and Spud. I'm sorry. Texas has dropped down to 9th position. Saw the blue flag and just gave way. 1 space getting past Rosta there. That's hoping to allow Spud to use the speed around 110 to try to get the run into turn 1 and see how it goes. This section right here, that's really tight, and in these Caterhams, it's not as bad. But like running with the Logitech G Challenge last year, we ran here at Sugo, and those McLarens just were. I mean, this track you really only had like 2 overtaking, or really 3. You had going in a horseback, turn 1, and then getting a run out of the last corner. But it was hard to pass around here in those cars. These ones, they should provide a little bit close battles. And Spud's still there. And Rosa goes off into the grass, trying to recollect himself. So I wonder if Texas can try to get in there. Oh, he's having a hard time hard into the fence there. And dang, he was looking at a solid finish, flirting with the top 5 even. Rosa back on the attack now. The sun is starting to set over Sugo. Rosa still within a 1.5 of Spud. But Spud's been pretty racy here. Pot's also about 4 seconds within Spoon. But Spud is starting to set sail, unfortunately. But we're going to move back up to Potts, following him around. I know we're focusing a lot on Potts, but he's been the one to really kind of chase things down. So we'll kind of be swapping back and forth. Pretty much as soon as Rosa's out of range, we're going to go back up to Potts and his continuous pursue against the Group B points leader. Camel heading into the pits. He had 10 liters coming up on 29 minutes to go. So I wonder if he got any damage or not. I think he might top off. He's going to try to make it to the end, I think. We're about half away. Wolfazer's been dominant as soon as he got up to the front. So let's go around with your lap with the leader. Crank it up. Let's go. Well, it was a short-lived lap with the leader. Will Fazer saw what Camel was doing. Decided to go ahead and copy. So Camel was about 11 seconds down from him when entering. Let's see if he's able to make up any time. Spud and Roaster are still going at it. Here comes One Space, just getting past him. So One Space gets cycled out into the lead, and Wolf Phaser's just coming out. So how much time did he lose once the game kind of figures out where everyone's at? Lost big Jesus. Will Phaser gained 4 seconds on Camel. That is absolutely insane. Spoon losing to Potts. Apologize for missing that. We're watching Potts. Or I'm sorry, we're watching Camel. See how far he would go. Potts on the attack. Yeah, Spoon had an off somewhere. 136. That allowed Potts to capitalize and take the position that he needs. All he needs to do is just get past Old Bear and finish up in 4th and really close the gap in. "25 and a half minutes to go here at Sugo. Sun has fully set. It is now nighttime. Rosta's oh so close. These two have been stuck together. It seems that Rosta Has a 10-second penalty. It is so close. Well, until I say that, and Rosa goes four-wheeling there, and he's going to lose time. Well, and then Spud loses it. So back and forth between those two with mistakes. And Rosta, does he lose it as well? He loses it as well. What in the world? And here comes Texas to pick up the scraps. He's going to go on the inside. Side by side in a turn one. Rooster and Rosta. And Spoon. Can Spoon beat him out of the pits? Spoon just barely avoids any major conflict with them. Is able to pull away. Back up here now. Potts and Old Bear. And Will Phaser catching up to one space. These guys have yet to pit. Three-way battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then 4th and 5th battling it out. Will Phaser trying to get around one space. One space going to head down into the pits. Swing back down in. Oh, no. I thought he was. He was looking on the inside. Spoon able to pull away from Rosta and Texas. The Wolfface having plenty of gas in the tank. He's able to push. In one space, he's got to come in and pit. And a couple laps. Man, One Space is really holding on. Sorry about that. I was drinking something. I guess I forgot to unmute my mic. I do apologize for that. But we're watching the battle for One Space and Will Phaser. One Space holding on until the last drop of fuel, it seems. Just really trying to stretch out, trying to get some type of overcut done. Will Phaser, he should be able to stretch to the end. Don't know. Oh my gosh. I need to quit switching cars in that section because the camera just goes haywire. Potts and Old Bear into the pits. Potts up to 4th. And One Space is now going to head into the pits. I think One Space was just trying to hold up Will Phaser as much as he could for Camel. And unable to really do all that much. Oh, One Space nabbed with a 10-second time penalty. Oh no, that's not good. Multiple cars in the pits though with 18 minutes remaining. Camel maneuvering his way around lap traffic as he heads up the hill. Texas Rooster's going to head into the pits. He was with Rosta, but fell back, so I wonder if he had some damage done. And he had to go in and get that fixed. Well, we have a break in the action real quick. We'll go and take a look at the timing. See who has run the fastest lap. And surprise, surprise, Will Phaser looking steady. Oh, One Space, 50 seconds. Oh my God, I've never seen that before. He must have like really dove in there. I don't know how the stewards are going to reward that. I think this might nab him with like a 10-second penalty or something. Or forgot to turn on his pit limiter, or I don't know. What the heck? That's crazy. $50 seconds. Wow. Well, that's going to be interesting. Those are going to be unofficial results. We're going to have to wait to see what the stewards say about that, or if they're just going to go by with what the game says. But if that's the case, if Old Bear can finish within 50 seconds of One Space, One Space could be looking outside of a podium and giving it to Old Bear. Anyway, looking at it so far, Potts has the fastest lap in Group B, so that's going to give him an important bonus point. Old Bear, fastest lap in groups. Ooh, never mind. I think that actually belongs to Spud. That does belong to Spud. Actually, Texas Rooster ran a faster lap than Old Bear. But yeah. Road King not having the best of nights. Currently P10. Rosta in the pits. Wow. 15 minutes to go. I think everyone should be able to survive on fuel. Everything's nice and spread out. Potts catching up to Old Bear though. needs to... Old Space might... Or Old Space. One Space might be good. Unless if he has to pit again, but I don't see that happening. He's got plenty of fuel to make it to the end. So does Old Bear, but he has to go fast. So Spoon in 6th and Potts in 5th. That's kind of like the main battle we're keeping an eye on. Yeah, because Potts and Spoon, that was your main battle. They're 16 points behind at the start of the night. Potts finished ahead of Spoon by 4 positions, so that really cut the lead. And if it finishes ahead again, that's really going to get the lead down, and we could see Potts get back into Group A. That's going to be big. Looking at the points for DJ Vixen, he just has to beat Jacob D48, who has 19 points. And he finished 5th. And he's already ahead of him in points after one race. So DJ's looking good, staying up in Group B. That's interesting. Potts still lapping quicker than Old Bear, catching up 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds down. With about 12.5 minutes to go. Field is super spread out. Sugo looks like caught a lot of people off guard. Well, DJ's now moved up to 10th because Rosta is in the pits, and he's been in there for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. Unfortunately, PlayStation Now, if someone accidentally signs in while you're using it, it signs you out with no warning. It just does. So, unfortunately, we had to cut it short about 12 minutes. Unfortunately, that is that stinks. I do apologize for that. Well, next week, I'll be able to give you a quick rundown. Oh my gosh, that's really unfortunate. Chances are Will Phaser 1, followed by Camel and One Space, your top 3. I'm sure Potts is going to be able to get around Old Bear. That's going to be my prediction. and Spoon and Old Bear might be close, so I'm not entirely sure. That is a dang shame. I really do apologize about that. That was completely just out of my control. But next week we will be at, where would we be at after Bahrain? I can't remember off the top of my head. But Monday night for Camel's Formula One League, we will be there. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like if you haven't. Again, apologize just for the abrupt end.